Okay, here is a tool that will help you evaluate how you are doing financially and how you're doing financially in terms of saving for retirement. It's a simple tool, but it will help you understand whether you're on track or somewhat completely off track. So that's the purpose of this. It doesn't get into too much detail, and it is quite intuitive. So I'm going to get into this. I'm going to put this on the website, and at the end of the video I'll tell you how you can get a hold of the tool. And I'm going to spend the rest of the video running through the tool, just so you know how to use it. Okay, with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. Here is the overview of retirement health. I'm not sure that's the world's best name, but let's go with it. Okay, so I want to describe this. We've got assumptions here. Balance 0. I'll explain that. Contribution $7,000 per year. You see that here. Rate of return 6%. So here's the year of work. So first year of work, second year of work, all the way up to the 35th year of work. So we're saying somebody starts work at 25 and they retire at 60. That's 35 years of work. Okay, so let's say, here's the scenario. Somebody starts work at the age of 25. They contribute $7,000 per year every year for the next 35 years. So ignore this for a second. I'll come back to this. So what does that mean? They $7,000 a year at 6% rate of return per year. When they start work, they've got a zero balance. They contribute $7,000. It grows by 6%. So that gets us to $420,000, and the end of year balance is $7,420. The beginning of next year's balance is the same as the end of last year's balance. They contribute another $7,000. It grows by $865. So their new balance is $15,285. And you can see how this just progresses. So every year 7,000, every year everything is growing at 6%. Okay, so we get to the end of work. And based on these assumptions, $7,000 and a 6% rate of return, annual rate of return, it's a little simplistic, but you can say, by the time they get to this point, they can say, what has been my average annual rate of return? And you can put a number on that, and we're saying that that number is 6%. Well, they've amassed $826,000. Okay, what does that mean? What kind of an income stream does that buy in retirement? So we go to the retirement tab. So there we go. Beginning balance, $826,846. This is just simply last year's balance, and this is the first year of retirement. So we're retired. Okay, so now we say they're going to get the same rate of return of 6%. These are the assumptions. They're going to take out $42,000 per year in retirement. It's going to be linked to inflation of 2%, and that gets us to an average tax rate of 16%. And this is ignoring all the credits that seniors get. So we're presenting a situation here that is probably worse than what actually will happen, at least with tax. Look, we make a lot of assumptions here. And the way to look at assumptions is if the assumption is going to be wrong, you want it to be on the bad side. So you want it so that what actually happens is better than the assumptions. We're saying 6. We don't want to get 5.8, but we don't mind getting 6.2. So, we're trying to downgrade our assumptions. Okay, so let me go through this. Okay, so year one of retirement balance is $826,000. They withdraw $42,000. There's growth. That's 6% of just simply this minus this times 6%. Then we add the balance, subtract the withdrawal, add the growth, and our end of year balance is this. Now this is the income. So this is kind of the account. How's the account doing? And this is the income. Here's income, $42,000 in year one. I'm estimating CPP to be $8,000. This is a variable number. I'll let you enter that number. CPP is, it depends how long you worked for and a whole bunch of things. 8,000 is kind of a reasonable number. OAS 7,000. I think if you've lived in Canada by your 65th birthday for 40 years, you're getting slightly more than 7,000 now, and this goes up with the rate of inflation. Okay, so what will these two things be 35 years from now? You know, who knows? If they keep growing at the rate of inflation, they're going to be substantially higher than this. But then there's the fear that the program might not even exist anymore. So I'll let you enter these right now. If you're just starting retirement, you're getting close to 7,000 if you've lived in Canada for 40 years by your 65th birthday. Okay, so there's pre-tax income. Tax is 9. We're estimating our average tax rate is 16%. So 16% of 57,009 is 9120. Note that this number is constant. Now you can thank Paul Martin for this. Paul Martin linked the tax brackets to inflation. So if your income is going up at the rate of inflation, you are not jumping into higher tax brackets even though your pre-tax income is rising, because the tax brackets are moving up as well. So this remains constant. And here's the net income. So, you know, I guess I should say, here's year 10 of retirement. There's income in year 10 of retirement. There's the account balance in year 10 of retirement. Okay, so now we're trying to evaluate, are we on track? Are we not on track? So for this, we go to the bottom. So what this is saying is that in retirement, we have financed this whole income stream. This is savings. We're just pulling out of savings to get this. We're getting CPP, we're getting OAS. There's our pre-tax income. We're estimating our tax is going to be this much. There's our estimated net income in retirement. So we can do all that, and then we kick the bucket on the 35th year of retirement with a positive balance. Okay, so this kind of suggests, I mean, this is cutting it a little close, but this is suggesting, you know what, we're somewhat on track here. And this is the 35th year of retirement. So let's say we retire at 60. This means we are 95 years old. So we kick the bucket at 95 years old with 26,000. Let's say we kick the bucket at 85 years old. That means, hang on. If we kick the bucket at 85 years old, we're passing on. We financed retirement, and we're passing on close to 600,000. So this is telling us that we are on track. Now let's play around with this a little bit. And this is just so much fun to show. Let's say we don't get 6% in retirement. Let's say we get 6.5% in retirement. And the reason I love showing this is because it demonstrates that small changes make a huge difference in the long term. So we're saying in retirement, we're going to get 6.5%. Watch this number here. So right now, 26,473 at 6.5%, that's $473,000. Small changes matter in the long term. Let's play around with this. Let's say we don't take out 42,000. Let's say we take out 40. So we're cutting our income by $2,000 a year. Okay, so what happens to this number? It jumps to 807,000. I mean, it is amazing. I'll leave it at that. Okay, so let's go back to the work tab, and let's say we're not starting our career now. Let's say we're 15 years into our career. So, because we're 15 years into our career, we've got 15 years of contributions behind us. So we have an account where our contributions have gone into. We can see these, and we can see what the balance is on the account. So this is contributions plus growth. Let's just throw a figure. Let's say it's worth 100,000. So that's where this comes in. Okay, so now we're 15 years into work. So we say we're going to work for 35 years. We have 20 years left of work. So the number that's relevant is this number. So you don't go to the bottom of the spreadsheet anymore. You look at this number. Okay, so what we're saying is we've saved, we've contributed through the last 15 years of work. The balance on that account is $100,000, and we're going to keep contributing $7,000 for the next 20 years, and we're going to keep getting the same 6% rate of return. Okay, so now, you know what? I'm going to say, look, we're 15 years into work. We've received raises. So let's say we got a raise, and because we're getting raises along the way, we're upping our contributions to our retirement account. So let's say we're contributing, I'm going to say $11,000. So the next 20 years are going to be $11,000 contributions. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so we're at $749,000. You know what? Let's go with the same 6.5% rate of return. 6.5. Again, watch this number. I like seeing this. Now, this is only a 20-year number, so this isn't extreme long-term, but man, it does make a difference. $807,000. Okay, so again, what does that mean? What kind of a retirement does that buy us? What kind of a retirement income stream does $807,000 buy us in 20 years? So we go to the retirement tab. We have to change this because this is looking at year 35. So we hit equals. We go to the work tab. We click on year 20. Let's see if I'm doing that right. I think I am. Hit enter. We got 807. Okay. We still have 35 years of retirement ahead of us. End of year balance. Well, so we're taking out 40,000. We've changed the assumptions a little bit. It's not 42 anymore. We could change it to 42. Inflation's 2%. Average tax rate is still 16%. Our tax has gone down because we lowered it from 42 to 40. I'm going to move that back up to 42. Again, I love doing this. So at 40,000, with this balance at the start of retirement, rate of return of 6.5%, and we're taking out 40,000 adjusted for inflation or increasing with inflation. What happens if we move this to 42? Because we pass away with a pretty big nest egg. It may be your goal to pass on a lot to your next of kin, but it also may be your goal, no, not to pass on so much, just to enjoy retirement more. So we're in the latter camp. We're going to boost this to 42,000. It's amazing how a small change in the withdrawal rate changes this number. Now, we could let's try 43,000. 43000. Okay, so here we go. We start retirement with 43,000. It rises by the inflation rate every year. Notice I've split the screen here. So 1126, it's just simply a split screen effect because I want to show you the final number. So that's what that $807,000 buys us. That's the income stream it buys us at a rate of return of 6.5%, and we still have a little bit of a nest egg at the age of 95. So that's the tool. It can be very useful. It can indicate what is retirement kind of looking like. Am I on track to achieve the retirement I want? Or probably it's going to be used more in this way. If, what kind of retirement will I be able to enjoy? That's kind of it for the tool. Okay, so if you want access to this tool, I've got it on the website, biofa.com, under the tools page. And I think I've titled it as How is Retirement Looking or something like that. You'll be able to figure it out. I'm quite sure you can download it from there. If you can't, send an email to mail@biofa.com and just ask me for it and I'll send it to you. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Very valuable tool. Some neat things come out of it. Small changes make a big difference over the long term. Thank you for watching.